really surgical way to create space for industry to happen in the U.S., but that requires an industrial strategy. We haven't seen any coherent industrial strategy from this administration yet.
Now, so we have a new type of I guess you would call it The View, if you will, on CNN. CNN has become, they have this panel, and Scott Jennings has better gotten a raise because it's because of Scott Jennings that CNN is not facing the same type of, the same type of results or whatever, punishment, whatever you want to call it, that MSNBC is facing. They've scaled it down. They even gave Sis a natural look and weave. I mean, they've done it the right way. I'll give it to CNN on that. CNN's become a little bit more palatable. I will say, too, that they were already working on that before Trump became president, and so we're seeing the results of it now, okay? Coming back to the point, Scott Jennings is going to take on the panel. Chris Sununu is there. I kind of like him, too. Let's see what they're talking about. They are talking about tariffs. It's a conversation need having, so let's go ahead and get into it.
Now, like him or not, Biden had an industrial strategy. It's not just about tariffs. You've got to convince business, okay, what's the competitive strategy here? How are we going to train workers? How are we going to work with allies? You have to build capacity. Is Europe going to want to be in your supply chain alliances with us? Maybe not, because, we're talking about slapping tariffs on Europe, too.
Before Scott, because he's getting ready, because you saw him, his mouth opened up, he's getting ready to say something. Please, guys, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and the notification bell. If you guys like these videos, please help sister out. I don't want to sound like I'm begging, but I am grateful to every eye that lands on these videos. Let's go back to it.
Just don't buy it over the long haul. I'm for reindustrialization, but boy, it's a tough thing to do. You have to do it carefully.
I think Biden's industrialization strategy was to industrialize more government. I mean, a lot of jobs created government during Biden.
America brought back a chips industry in 18 months.
And what was the announcement this week? That a chips maker from Taiwan is opening up a massive operation in Arizona. What was the auto industry announcement this week? That Honda is putting a plant in Indiana. $1.7 trillion already in announcements from this administration on investing in the U.S. economy. I agree with you, what you said earlier. Reindustrializing, juicing American manufacturing, it is a worthy goal. And that is the mission of the tariff plan. He strongly believes in tariffs. And if they're slapped on over a long period of time, we'll see if he's right. But the governor...
But you know what? Before they go ahead and just say he's wrong just because he's, basically defending Trump. That is true. Trump's tariff plan in the beginning, that's how it was in his first term, where he slapped the tariffs. And then, that's how a lot of manufacturing was brought back to America. And I still do believe these things happen, no matter how much, I have my indifferences with certain things that are happening in the administration. It's like you can't just have it where every little thing you're being so cynical where you don't see at least a little bit of what's going on. And so, it's good to listen to somebody else who's bringing the other side and telling you that he is bringing back some companies, some manufacturing. Like I said, like he said, Honda and all of that, the chips production happening here. My only issue is, though, but you know what? I'll get to my only issue in the next part.
It's one tool.
The governor is exactly right about
you guys are defending a tariff strategy that's actually not being put in place.
It's not a strategy.
The tariff strategy that you're describing is Trump saying, I believe in tariffs, carte blanche, let's just put them on there. But what he's actually doing is saying tariffs one day, no tariffs the next day. Tariffs one day, no tariffs the next day.
He's trying
if he really believed in what you are saying, he would just stick with his strategy, and he's not doing it.
He's trying to find the sweet spot with countries and industries. And he said today there will be no more extensions past April.
I just have to say,
I'm not even seeing that happening. I mean, he didn't say, okay, we're going to take tariffs off China and Mexico for these specific things. He said, we're going to just do another month.
Yeah, it's a haphazard approach. I want to say that I think there's a lot of things at this table that people agree with. I don't want fentanyl on this.
I want to say that, okay, all right, I'm sorry. Like, even like on a calm, like I get it, right? But I just, okay. Like, I'm not one of those, right? Like, I'm all about, like, I like braids. I'm probably going to have some next month, My birthday coming up, I have to hit the gym, all kinds of things. The big hoop earrings. You know why I'm like this? It is, too, because I'm a nurse. We can't dress like this at work, we can't. The hair, that might even be too much. I guess this isn't a nursing room, so let me just go ahead and move on.
Country. I want it to be stopped. I don't take it lightly if one person dies from it or another person dies from it if it comes out from the country. But I also think that when you are applying and you're looking at the totality of circumstances, you can't just swing a pendulum back and forth with the American economy. I understand you all are saying it's a strategy, but what it feels like, and we talked a lot about feelings before November 5th, that the people felt like the economy wasn't good, even though the numbers said it was good. What we're saying is that people are feeling like the economy still isn't good, and the numbers are not good because the Dow is going down. Because you slap a tariff on in 1 hour and 18 hours it's later. That feels unstable. It doesn't feel like a strategy. I hear you. You all think there's something there, but I think in short order, the American people are going to say, and to just callously say, people are going to lose their jobs. I didn't ever hear that before November 5th. People are going to lose their jobs. Americans, are you okay with losing your jobs? You be the judge.
Let me just play.
So before you get hype, I love how they just gloss over the fact that people felt like the economy wasn't doing good. It's like they called the audience delusional. That's what she just did. She said, you're crazy. Because the stock number, what the hell? Like those numbers, those stock numbers, a lot of people don't understand them, whatever, but it's not what it feels like at home for the American citizen, okay? I think that is so rude when they say it feels like the economy is not good, but shut up, it's good because Wall Street's doing good. What kind of Democrats are these? These people are weird. And now it's like, well, Wall Street's not doing good, so now you can talk. That's what that just felt like. The other thing, too, I was going to say, my only issue is when you bring back all of these jobs in manufacturing, tech jobs, who knows, whatever. But with the H-1B1 visas that's bringing in people from India, because Trump said it. He said we're going to need people. We're going to need them in the tech jobs, AI, this, that, and the third. And they're bringing people from India. That's not good for America either. Just want to be clear. I'm at the point, because if you look back in my catalog, you'll see that I used to talk about immigration and all this stuff. No immigration until we figure out what's going on. None.
Bill Clinton said it really loud in the early 90s when he said we're going to get rid of 13% of the workforce.
I was 8 years old, so I can't really say much
that's a
about
reality.
that. But I'm talking about now that I'm an adult.
Let me just play what.
He's so rude with that mop head. Did you just see that? Like let's just hold on. Look, I got her perfect. Like this is white people are so like he's all he's all smiling like. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. She's like, girl, I got a mop on my head. Girl. Like, girl, calm down.
So I can't really say much
That's a
about
reality.
that. But I'm talking about now that I'm an adult.
Let me just play what Republicans in Congress are hearing from their districts and what they're saying about all of this.
Almost every industry in Kentucky has come to me and said it will hurt our industry and push up prices of homes, cars. And so I'm going to continue to argue against tariffs.
Should you back off of it if it starts to hurt your constituents?
When we start losing, you back off. There's such a thing as a strategic retreat. At the end of the day, I think we have more leverage than any other nation, but we got to be smart, and we don't have all the leverage.
Maybe Tom Tillis is right. This was a retreat. I mean,
but maybe we're watching it all play out. Okay, you took a clip of him out of context. He just said we're the strongest nation, right? So maybe we're watching it play out. Maybe Trump is like, hold on, I just got here. Let me just see. I have a plan, but let me see something. Okay? And there are certain situations where I don't say that about, like this current possible war with Iran. But other than that, there are situations where I'm like, okay, now hold on. Just hold on.
He backed off. He absolutely backed off.
There is no question that inside the Republican Party, there is some resistance to this. I mean, that's just a fact. And there are issues, particularly on trade issues, where Trump is not an orthodox conservative. He didn't run on it. He has been very open about it. Some of the party supports him, some don't. In my home state of Kentucky, both Mitch McConnell and Rand Paul, not often aligned on issues, are both against it. You hear this from some corners of the party, but Donald Trump believes in this. And I suspect there is going to be some tariff strategy over the entire first term. And
do
the
you
people.
think, but Scott, I hear what you're saying Trump believes in, but do you think it's a good idea?
Right. Yeah, that's my question.
I trust the president to deal with Canada and Mexico.
Okay, but do you
on
think
the
it's a
issues
good
that he
idea
thinks
to
are important.
slap 25% tariffs on Canada and Mexico and then take them off and then put them back on and take them off?
And what happens in a year? What happens in a year? I'm curious from a.
Everybody yell at me, then I'll
I'm
answer.
not yelling at you. Cut it out. Don't do that to me.
Everybody
Don't
go,
do
and
it.
then I'll answer one at a
Don't do
time.
it, Scott. Don't do it.
I'm gonna let Ashley handle
Don't do it. I, as your colleague and friend, that we have these debates because we actually care about this country. I am curious. Okay.
All right, I'll give her a pass. That was a nice, you know what I'm saying? That was a nice moment. Because I don't want to just be that person. Except for I know how these people are.
If this is the strategy, but we've been saying it's only 40 days. Well, what happens when it's 40 months? Like, what happens when the strategy hasn't paid off? When is the intervention plan?
That's your prediction. Well, the interventions in American politics are elections. I mean, his whole economic strategy is not just tariffs. You've got the Congress working on the reconciliation package. You are going to try to see some cuts in federal spending, make permanent the tax cuts, changes in energy policy. In his mind, it all works together. And you know when you get a report card? At the next election.
Can I ask you?
And that's a good enough answer right there. I don't need to go any further. Scott really did give a really good answer there. Look, I think that also too, though, unfortunately, like we just have to keep it. It's inconvenient truth. There are other people in Trump's ear, so it's not like he's just doing all of this on his own. So there's a lot of things that when I'm waiting and seeing, I'm also looking at who's around him to figure out where this is really going. Scott sounds good. Scott sounds like somebody that I would elect, you know, if he would do things on his own, but then you get the donors and everything. So, you know, there's other variables at play that we never really talk about. But like I said, I'm going to say this about CNN. It's become a lot more palatable. They got it. Palatable. They got it. They understand that they cannot be sitting here just being rude and angry all the time. And they were like, y'all going to let Scott speak because they are getting rid of MSNBC, but they will not get rid of CNN. I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye.